Hey there, students. I want to show you how to use Performance Matters to take assessments. And I want to show you some of the tools that you have and how to use them. First, to get to Performance Matters, you can click on your LCS bookmarks to get to ClassLink. You see your ClassLink Launchpad usually down toward the bottom. When you get into your ClassLink Launchpad, it looks like this, and you see lots of icons. Here's your Performance Matters icon, and this is where you go to take an assessment. When you get in there, any test that your teachers have assigned will show up here under Available Tests. So I have one for an example, and this one is actually divided into two sections. So I'm going to click on Section 1. As soon as you get into a test, the first page you're going to see is just showing you what tools you have available on that test. So in this case, we have, of course, our Previous and Next buttons, our Submit button, Help, Flag, Remove Flag, Clear Highlighting and Highlighting, and Eliminate Answer Choice. So you're going to see different tools listed here depending on which tools your teacher has allowed for that test or that section of test. These are just pictures. These are not links. It doesn't do anything when I click on these. This is just telling us what tools are available and what they do. To get to my question, I'm going to click on the Next button. Now I'm going to see the very first question on my test. Here's some of the tools that the teacher has allowed on this test. And this one is your Eliminate Answer Choice. If I click that, then I can eliminate some of the choices. I just click it again to remove it. If I want to highlight, I click the highlighter tool. Just drag it across the text you want to highlight, and it will turn yellow. To remove the highlighting, click this button here that says Clear Highlighting, and then all of it will disappear. I'll come back to the flag in just a moment. Over on the right, you may see some other tools, again, depending on what your teacher has allowed. I'm going to hit the question mark to show you this is just a help, and it just tells you pretty much the same thing that first screen told you. The tools that are available, it shows you what they are. So if you forget what one of them means, you can just click that question mark. The X will make that disappear. Above this, you also have a little wheel cog, and here you'll find some additional tools. And again, depending on what your teacher has allowed, you may see more than this. These that you see here are standard, and you'll see these every time. You can always magnify your screen. So if you would like to make this bigger, you can hit the 1.5, and this makes my problem easier to read. I can see it a little bit better. If you want to make it even larger, you can go to the 1.75 times magnification and make it even larger. To go back to just a regular screen, a regular font size, click the 1x. So again, those magnification tools are always there. You also always have this screen contrast button. Normally it's on original, which is a white background with black text. If you want the reverse of that, you can click on white on black. I can have a black background with the white text. And if I click back on the cog and click original, then it takes me back to the way it was. And now I'm ready to go to the next question, but notice there's no next button. That's because I'm at the end of the section. So I'm going to click on Submit Test. So it will tell me if I have any unanswered or any flagged. I see that I've got one unanswered and one that's flagged. So if I click on the question, it will take me right back, and I'm already on question 2. So this one was left unanswered. So let's put an answer there real quick. And then let's go back to the one that was flagged. And I can either hit the back button, or if I had hit Submit Test and clicked on the one that had the flag by it, it would automatically take me back to that one as well. So then I can double check my answer. I can take the flag off if I want to, and then go back to Submit Test. And I see 0 unanswered, 0 flag, 2 complete. So I know that I'm ready to submit this particular test, or in this case, this particular section. So I'll click Submit Test. Now, in my available tests, I only see 1. So this is the second part, and I'm ready to go ahead and click that one. Now this time, notice on that first page where it shows me my tools, I have a few more tools that I did not have before. I still have the flags and the highlighting. This time I have an additional one called Open a Reference Sheet. So the teacher has included a formula sheet or some type of reference sheet. And they've also included a calculator tool and a ruler tool. There may be some additional tools as well up in my wheel cog, so I want to be sure and check that as well. So let's hit next to see the first question on this section. So let's look at the tools we have available on this part of the test, on this section. We still have these standard ones that we saw before, but again, look to the right and you'll see additional tools that your teacher has included. So this time we see this little R, and this is what we saw at the beginning where it said we have a reference sheet. So this is the tool we use if we want to open that reference sheet. So let's click on that and see what we get. So this is great. Our teacher has included a list of formulas. So that'll be real handy. We can open that right there. And if I want to make it bigger, all I have to do is this plus sign will magnify it and let me zoom in. Or if I click on this one, I can fit it to the page. If I don't want to see that anymore, I can hit the X to close it. They've also included a ruler tool, and any of the tools like a ruler or a protractor that pop up, you can grab it where there's a little hand icon and you can just drag your mouse and move it around, or just click on your trackpad and move it around. You also have these little arrows on the top and the bottom. You can click either one of those and you can move your ruler from side to side and rotate it around as you need it. When you don't need it, you can click on the icon again and it'll disappear. Our teacher has also included a calculator to help us solve this problem. If I click the calculator, it's going to show up over here on the right-hand side. I can again hit the X to close it. Now be sure you look at the wheel cog to see if there's any additional tools up here. Remember, these top ones, the magnification and the screen contrast, were standard. But below that, we now have two additional tools that the teacher has included for us: text-to-speech and line focus. First, I'll show you the line focus. But neither one of these will work unless we flip this little toggle switch from off to on. So if I click that on, that put this icon up here that was not there before. So now I have this extra tool, and the line focus means you can slide this down and read one line at a time. You can make this a little bit wider by dragging that across. So it helps you focus on some types of problems. And you can also adjust the contrast there. And then you can click it again to turn that tool off. But again, go to the wheel cog. That tool, the line focus tool, is only available, 1, if the teacher has allowed it, and 2, if you toggle the switch from off to on. The other tool the teacher has included this time is text-to-speech. Again, we have to toggle this from off to on. That allows us to have the text-to-speech tool. If I click on the text-to-speech button,
a 6 by 8 ham sandwich is cut diagonally once to form 2 equal right triangles. How long is the cut side?
It will read the problem for me. Again, that tool is only going to be available, 1, if your teacher allowed it, and 2, if you toggle it from off to on. So if it's there, you can't use it unless you flip the switch from off to on. So always be sure and check your wheel cog. Also, did you notice this question is not a multiple choice, but one you have to figure it out and write the answer down for this particular type of question. Then I'm going to click Next and go to the next problem. And this one is a multiple choice problem. But again, if you need the calculator, you can just click that button to pop it up. We're going to submit our test. And we can check that we don't have any unanswered or any flagged, and we are ready to submit our test. I hope this helps you out. You use Performance Matters to take your assessment test. So check out the tools and ask your teacher if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.